So I'm going to be making a rap video here because there's no fucking content to make at all. So I need to post something to keep my algorithm going. So I was scrolling through YouTube. I was scrolling to see if there's MMA news. And I found this video. Laura Sanko on Makhachev winning against Volkanovski. And she talks about how good the fight is 22 seconds in. Alright, I think she went on James Lynch's podcast or something like that for an interview or something. And she talks about how good the fight is. It wasn't a slobber knocker. It didn't need to be slobber knocker. It was just a technical good fight between both of them and Islam and Volk. And then she says, and then James Lynch asks her, who do you think won between Makhachev and Volk? She says Makhachev, but the way she says it is fucking annoying. So look at this. Hear her right now. Hear her.
In between phases, it was high level, high stakes chess at every single moment, and
I think. Oh yeah, I think I'm behind here. But who cares?
It delivered. It really delivered. It was an incredible fight.
Okay, here.
When it went to the scorecards and they read the decision going for Islam, did you agree with the scorecard? Because I think some people felt like it could have gone both ways, right?
Yeah, I did actually agree with it. Listen, there's definitely a case that could be made for Alex winning the fight.
Volk won 4-1. Volkanovski won 4 rounds to 1. I don't know how people can't see that. He won the second round by getting the knockdown. He put Makhachev on his ass badly. And round 3, he was landing shots. And he was landing good shots and body shots and chewing up the leg of... he was landing good body shots and chewing up the calf and leg of Makhachev. And he swept Makhachev as well in one of those rounds. So Volkanovski clearly won round 2 and 3. And he clearly won round 5. And round 4 was his as well because he did damage. Learned damage-based fucking scoring.
I think it comes down to, I can't remember if it's around 3 or 2. I need to go back and watch it.
It was 3. Yeah, I think 3 and 5 are the most decisive for Volkanovski. And then
how do you let this girl on commentate? How do you let her commentate when she hasn't even fucking rewatched the fight? How do you let her be on commentary when she hasn't even rewatched the fight? One of the biggest fights in history. How? I've rewatched the fight like 3 times now. I've rewatched it. Especially round 2, 3, and 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Not 5. 5, I don't really care about 5, but 2, 3, and 4. 1 is Makhachev, and round 5 is Volk. I think those are the clear rounds locked in for both of them. But 2, 3, 4 is like the arguments. You know? I know Volk should have won 2 and 3, but it wasn't as... It was closer than round 5. How do you let this girl on commentate? How do you on the desk? How do you let this girl commentate? How? I can name so many people that should commentate. Not her. She hasn't even rewatched the fight. So don't give your opinion then. I'll go back. How do you let her commentate if she hasn't even rewatched the fucking fight?
For Alex winning the fight, I think it comes down to, I can't remember if it's around 3 or 2. I need to go back and watch it.
It was 3. Yeah, I think 3 and 5 are the most decisive for Volkanovski, and then I think 1, 2, and 4 were how people scored it for Islam. 3 is Volkanovski. Alright? But 2 was fucking Volk. He dropped Makhachev. He did. 2, 3 is clear Volk.
Yes, exactly. And so I think, particularly, and I'm definitely someone who has beat this drum quite a bit. We talk about
Islam.
Yeah.
Let's see what she says back again.
For Alex winning the fight, I think it comes down to, I can't remember if it's around 3 or 2. I need to go back and watch it.
It was 3. Yeah, I think 3 and 5 are the most decisive for Volkanovski.
Yeah. So round 4 as well for Volk. I know Makhachev had his back. Oh, yes. She mentions round 4.
And I think 1, 2, and 4 were how people scored it for Islam.
Yes, exactly. And so I think, particularly, and I'm definitely someone who has beat this drum quite a bit. We talk about how control time really doesn't score. And
it doesn't. It fucking doesn't. But judges like to pick and choose. You know? I know Mally technically had some damage against Yan. But it comes down to round 1. Where Mally was, little jabs, little stupid jabs. It wasn't stupid, but, like, it was good jabs. Or big slams from Yan. Big slams. Put O'Malley on his ass. So the judges were like, little jabs, little jabs. They win the fight. Fuck you, Yan. You know? Like, the judges like to pick and choose. And this kind of messes up people's brains. Because the judges are stupid.
Doesn't, but people need to keep in mind that there are different types of control. There's control for the sake of control, which doesn't score very much.
Yeah.
And then there's control, which we almost need to call it something else. We need to call it effective grappling, where you've advanced to a more dominant position, a back take position, and you are threatening with submissions. And I know sometimes people don't see those face.
Okay, Makhachev didn't have any subs, though. Yes, he had some cranks, but, like, he didn't really. That doesn't count submissions. But she says that is something, you know? Cranks are submission attempts. They aren't, though. It has to be in. And if Volk gets out, that's a submission attempt from... No. If Makhachev had a crank doesn't count as a submission attempt. So, I don't know what she's playing here. It doesn't count as a submission attempt, though. It literally doesn't.
Cranks as potential submission threats, but they absolutely are.
They aren't, though. They aren't. So if I get a crank on someone, it's not like they're going to tap. I know Connor tapped against me, but it was in round 4. The pace was too much, I think. Like, it was... And it's Khabib, by the way. I know Islam's Islam, but still. You know? Just annoying to me. It's just really annoying. And I think she's kind of delusional here. You know? Let's hear what she says again.
It can be a submission in and of itself, or it can be the beginning of setting up a rear naked choke. So when he had Volk's back, although there wasn't a ton of damage being done, that was very much an effective grappling.
Okay, you're just completely ignoring what Volk did, though. You're just saying Islam, 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 Islam. You're ignoring what Volk did, punching Makhachev the whole time. Punch, 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 punch. You know? I know Makhachev landed some shots too, but Volk just keeps on landing. Makhachev stopped and tried to go for a rear naked, which wasn't even in. You know? Yeah. Completely ignore what Volk did. It's fine. It's fucking fine. Alright? Just Islam, Islam, Islam. It's just annoying.
Scenario in my mind, so there wasn't a ton of damage being done. That was very much an effective grappling scenario in my mind. So,
but it wasn't, no. But again, you said in your mind, so whatever.
You know, like I said, those chess matches become really difficult to score, and that's why we had some of the best judges. In my opinion,
best judges, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Derek Clearly should be fucking fired. Derek Clearly, whatever his dumb name is, should be fired. Because he sucks at judging. He does suck at judging, though. He's shit. He doesn't know what the fuck he's watching. I think he's blind. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying. Let's be real. He doesn't know what he's watching, so it's not the great judges. So we'll go back again. Let's listen.
Grappling scenario in my mind. So, you know, like I said, those chess matches become really difficult to score.
Dude, fucking hell! People are stupid. People are so stupid. This should be unanimous Volk. Fucking hell. Volk should win that. And Derek Clearly scored that 4 rounds to 1 for Islam because he's a fucking idiot who should be fired. But the UFC want to be like, we love bad judges. We think Sean O'Malley beat Petr Yan when he didn't at all. That's a close fight, though, actually. This wasn't, really. Fucking idiots. If Volk and Islam run back a rematch, Volk smashing his fucking face in.
Just saying. I'll pick Volk to win that easily. Because Islam, he got all the takedowns were stuffed, really. Just he had a strength advantage from birth. Fucking idiot. Volk had all the disadvantages. All of it. All the disadvantages from Volk. Fucking hell.
That's why we had some of the best judges, in my opinion, in the game on that card. And I think that they made the right call, but
they didn't, though. They didn't make the right call, though. You haven't even rewatched the fight. Because you're a commentator, though. You're a UFC commentator, and you haven't rewatched the fight. Or you watched round 2 and 3. The rounds that are, like, either way. And one of the biggest fights in UFC history. One of the biggest fights in UFC history, and you haven't rewatched it yet. And it's been nearly a whole week. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Just a little rat on Sanko. Because it's just annoying. That's all. You know? It's Friday right now, so it's been 6 days since she hasn't rewatched the fight. I know this might have been recorded a few days ago. You know? Maybe this was recorded earlier in the week, but I don't care. I don't care.
I don't argue with the dissenting judge either, and that's the thing I'll say time and time again. In my opinion, in the game on that card, I think that they made the right call, but I don't argue with the dissenting judge either, and that's the thing I'll say time and time again.
I don't agree. Just whatever.
Most of the time when we start having these discussions about was it scored correctly, it's because it was such a close fight that there's not really a black.
But come on, Volk should have won that. He should have. If anyone should have just got gifted the decision there, it should have been Volk, if anyone. But Islam's the champ, and still, just give it to the champion. Who gives a fuck? Volk did enough to get that win. He's the fucking double champ. Just simple as. Simple as. And that's what they get. Volk's still pound for pound #1. So fuck everyone. Fuck the Islam fans. Fucking bitches. Fuck you guys. If you're watching this video, fuck you. Just saying. Fuck you. What she has to say is just finish this off.
Black and white, you're wrong, he's right type of scenario. You really could make a valid and strong case for either fighter winning.
Yeah, but I do have a case though for Volk winning that. He did win that, and people all over said that Volk won. Yeah. Recently, you see the MMA Guru and Weasel beef. You know, you saw that beef. MMA Guru all day, because he knows what he's talking about. And I don't fucking copy his thumbnails. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Just a little rant on Sanko. Because I think she was... I just don't know. How do you have a commentator that hasn't rewatched the fight hasn't rewatched round 2 and 3 for 6 days? Well, she said she didn't remember. Well, remember, you're a UFC commentator. You work for the UFC. And I'm just a 13-year-old kid at home that just watches UFC every week and makes decent content, I guess. Not really. Fucking pathetic. Peace.